Saudi Arabia's acceptance of China's proposal signifies a potential shift in Middle Eastern geopolitics. For many years, the kingdom has been a steadfast ally of the United States, depending on American security assurances and nurturing strong economic connections. However, recent developments have strained this once solid partnership, prompting Riyadh to seek out new alliances. China, with its vast energy needs and increasing global influence, emerges as an attractive partner for Saudi Arabia. The specifics of the agreement remain confidential, but reports indicate it covers various sectors, including energy cooperation, infrastructure investments, and potentially even military collaboration. This comprehensive partnership highlights a growing alignment of interests between the two nations. Saudi Arabia's move towards China is not abrupt, but the result of years of mounting frustration with the United States. The relationship between Riyadh and Washington has seen increasing tensions and diverging interests over recent years. A major point of contention has been the U.S.'s perceived disengagement from the Middle East during the Obama and Biden administrations. The U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan and its hesitance to intervene militarily in Syria have raised doubts in Riyadh about Washington's commitment to its security promises. Additionally, the U.S.'s pursuit of a nuclear deal with Iran, Saudi Arabia's main rival, has been met with significant suspicion in Riyadh. These geopolitical tensions are compounded by growing economic differences. The deepening Sino-Saudi partnership carries significant and far-reaching consequences. This evolving relationship transcends bilateral interests and has the potential to transform the global geopolitical landscape. For decades, the Middle East has been central to American foreign policy. The region's strategic importance, abundant oil reserves, and critical global trade routes have made it a focal point for U.S. interests. The U.S. has maintained a substantial military presence in the region, establishing numerous bases and deploying thousands of troops to protect its interests and ensure regional stability. Over the years, the U.S. has built strong alliances with key players like Saudi Arabia and Israel, creating a network of partnerships crucial for maintaining its influence. Through diplomatic efforts, economic aid, and military support, the U.S. has aimed to shape the regional order, promoting its vision of security and prosperity. However, the emerging Sino-Saudi axis poses a challenge to American influence in the region. This new alliance signals a shift in the balance of power, questioning the long-standing U.S. dominance. China's growing economic and military strength, showcased through its rapid development and modernization, is a key factor in this shift. Along with its readiness to challenge the U.S.-led global order, China is positioning itself as a formidable alternative to American hegemony. This assertiveness has encouraged many countries to seek closer ties with Beijing, viewing China as a reliable partner in an increasingly multipolar world. Saudi Arabia's move towards China could inspire other U.S. allies in the region, such as the United Arab Emirates and Egypt, to follow suit. This realignment could have significant implications for regional politics and security. The UAE and Egypt, both key players in the Middle East, might find the prospect of diversifying their alliances appealing, especially given China's economic incentives and strategic promises. This shift in alliances has the potential to create a more fragmented and unstable Middle East. As traditional alliances are tested and new ones are formed, the region could face increased uncertainty and conflict, reshaping the global chessboard in unpredictable ways. Beyond geopolitics, the partnership between Saudi Arabia and China opens up vast economic opportunities for both nations. For Saudi Arabia, China is a vital market for its oil exports and a significant source of investment for its ambitious economic diversification initiatives. As the world's largest importer of crude oil, China's energy demands are projected to increase in the coming years. Strengthening ties with China allows Riyadh to secure a long-term buyer for its oil, thereby reducing its reliance on Western markets. Additionally, China plays a crucial role in Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 plan, which aims to diversify the kingdom's economy beyond oil and foster new sectors like tourism, technology, and renewable energy. Chinese companies are actively participating in various projects across Saudi Arabia, including infrastructure development, telecommunications, and manufacturing. The Sino-Saudi alliance offers substantial opportunities, but also brings a set of challenges and risks. One key challenge is the inherent imbalance in their relationship. China is an emerging global powerhouse with a booming economy and a modernizing military. Saudi Arabia, despite its wealth, relies heavily on oil exports and has a less advanced military. This disparity could lead to tensions, with China possibly leveraging its position to gain concessions from Saudi Arabia. Another challenge lies in their differing political systems and values. China is an authoritarian state with a controversial human rights record. Saudi Arabia, while an absolute monarchy, faces pressure to implement reforms and improve its human rights practices. A major implication of the Sino-Saudi alliance is the potential threat it poses to the petrodollar system. For many years, the US dollar has held a privileged status as the world's reserve currency, primarily because of its central role in global oil transactions. But the rise of a Petroyuan system, where oil is traded in Chinese yuan, could challenge the dollar's supremacy and transform the global financial landscape. The petrodollar system was established in the 1970s after the collapse of the Bretton Woods Agreement. In this system, oil-producing nations, led by Saudi Arabia, agreed to price their oil in US dollars and to invest their surplus oil revenues in US Treasury securities. This arrangement generated a significant demand for US dollars, enhancing its value and solidifying its role as the world's reserve currency. The Biden administration is closely monitoring the growing Sino-Saudi partnership with increasing concern. This alliance hints at a potential shift in the global geopolitical landscape, which could significantly impact U.S. foreign policy. The U.S. has traditionally viewed the Middle East as a key area of influence, and the idea of China challenging its dominance in the region is troubling for Washington. Historically, the U.S. has maintained a robust military and diplomatic presence in the Middle East to safeguard its strategic interests. The Biden administration has been working to reassure its regional allies, including Saudi Arabia, of its ongoing commitment to their security. High-level meetings and diplomatic efforts have been central to this strategy, aiming to strengthen alliances and address emerging security issues. Nonetheless, the U.S.'s perceived reduction of its presence in the Middle East in recent years, along with its focus on major power competition with China and Russia, has led to doubts about its resolve to counter Chinese influence in the region. The strategic pivot towards Asia and the emphasis on countering Chinese and Russian ambitions have left some Middle Eastern allies questioning America's long-term commitment. Additionally, the Biden administration's focus on human rights in its foreign policy has created friction with Saudi Arabia. This emphasis has led to a more critical view of Saudi policies, straining the historically strong U.S.-Saudi relationship. The U.S. has condemned Saudi Arabia's human rights record, particularly its role in the Yemen conflict and the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. These criticisms have not only strained diplomatic relations, but have also sparked debates within the U.S. about balancing strategic interests with human rights advocacy. The Biden administration continues to navigate these complex dynamics as it seeks to maintain its influence in the Middle East while upholding its values on the global stage. The partnership between Saudi Arabia and China is indicative of a larger shift in global dynamics, moving away from a world dominated by the United States. This relationship is more than just bilateral. It signifies a broader global transformation towards a multipolar world with several power centers. This shift is fueled by various factors, including China's rise as an economic giant, Russia's re-emergence as a military power, and the waning influence of the United States on the global stage. Russia's resurgence, and the relative decline of American dominance. In a multipolar world, no single nation can dictate global terms. Instead, power is more evenly spread among different countries, each with its own sphere of influence and strategic goals. Power is more dispersed, and alliances are more fluid. This scenario presents both opportunities and challenges for all nations, regardless of their size or power. Countries must navigate a complex web of relationships and alliances, making diplomacy more crucial than ever. For smaller and middle powers like Saudi Arabia, a multipolar world offers greater autonomy and flexibility. They can form strategic partnerships that best serve their national interests without being overly dependent on a single superpower. They are no longer bound to a single superpower and can choose their partners and alliances based on their own interests. This newfound flexibility allows them to play a more active role on the global stage, shaping their own destinies in a rapidly evolving world.